experience with clients, CEOs, and their EAs, it really fails, especially at the beginning of the partnership, if you don't give time for your EA to get to know you. You don't have your regular check ins. It's very critical at the beginning of the partnership that you have daily check ins for the first month. And then you can slow down those check ins once your EA gets to know you. You also have to understand that.
Welcome to Movified Wednesdays. Let's go! Welcome to Movified Wednesdays.
Welcome to Movified Wednesdays. I am your host, Mark Hirschi, owner of Sam's Moving and Storage and Ellis Moving and Storage. Look at it in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. We are the Wednesdays, which means the systems, the operations show for the moving company owners who want predictable, scalable growth. How do we do this? Well, we do this because I have my co-host, Steven Reed, here today, owner of Big League Movers, on deck deliveries, and ReadyRolls.com. Thank you, sir.
/Movified.
You're gonna like this Rolodex. This Rolodex is on
We're gonna have a little Tone Rangers here with it by the end.
I know.
Worldwide, though, super worldwide, not just our continent, not just over here in North America.
No, we are going across the waters. We are making it big, and we only can do this when Mr. Steven Reed is nice and healthy. So I'm happy to see that that flu has sided you. I feel like our conversations about you having the flu turned into my kids having the flu. And
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. Our whole house has gone down. We're just recovering a little bit. So we had a great time in Opryland for Christmas, and man, the flu will take you out. And speaking for our guest, she had a little bit of the flu this week too. So it's going around worldwide, as we just said.
Our guest, like I said in the intro, she is the architect, the fancy architect with the colorful mics. I like it. Of Ready Rolls, the EA operations, the director of executive operations, basically the trainer, the mentor to thousands of Filipino EAs. I'm hyping her up so she can run down to the ring here and recognize and should really just be the recognized as the influencer in the executive assistant community. Mia Juan, welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone.
You know what? Thank you so much for joining us today. If you've ever wondered why some owner EA relationships thrive while others collapse, Mia is the reason. We have answers. And I can definitely speak truth to that.
And I'm on this show and sane. She's the reason behind that as well. She's a big part of everything I do. We talk every day, and I'm very, very excited to have her on the show, to be outside of the curtain there. Her and Lai do so much for me in the org, so I wanted to do a little hype intro. I've been with the flu, so my energy is not normal, but I wanted to hype up as much as I can. I've been able to have the flu because Mia and Lai have taken over my organization and didn't have that much for me on my update on my return because they were knocking out things left and right. So I couldn't be more thankful for that hype intro, Mark, of the real star behind the curtain, Mia, getting to be on the show.
Well, I'm super excited. And you know what? Today's pre-trip is brought to you by Movified Masterminds, the private group for movers who want clarity, accountability, real operational traction, not just
and Mark,
theory.
where do we go? Where do we go for that? Where do we go when we want to inquire?
I would love to provide that. You go to movifiedmastermind.com. There's a tab that says Mastermind right at the top of the website. Scroll down, fill out that form. We'd love to read it through. We have a fantastic group of moderators. You have myself, you have Steven, you have Prob that kind of go through it, digest those applications, and put you with a group of business owners or their leadership team to help develop your company. Solid topics that aren't just like random topics. Hey, what's your plan for the summer month? And we're asking you in January. We want topics that are exclusively for that month to prepare you for what's ahead, to prepare you to look back, to think, to learn, and then also to engage with other moving company owners where you hopefully can network, where you hopefully can build your relationship and learn instead of reinventing that wheel. So this topic is perfect for that because an EA relationship is one of the biggest leverage points in any owner's life. I mean, we just talked about this. You can have the flu and your business will continue to run. Look, Mia, me and Steven can't just like talk the entire time. So you can't just be a pretty face on the show.
She knows we can. She knows we can.
She knows we can. She knows for sure. But your story really matters. You train EAs, you're coaching owners, you built Ready Rolls operating system, from the ground up. What did you do to get started in this world? Like, what led you to be this trusted voice, this mama bear in the Philippine EA community?
Yeah, so thanks so much for that question. It makes me reminisce when everything started. It started on TikTok, actually. Right in the middle of the pandemic, I was looking for a permanent work from home job, and then I found this ad looking for an executive assistant, and then I looked at the job description. It was a perfect fit based on my previous work experience. And then I shared my story on TikTok. I woke up started off with less than 100 followers. I woke up the next day with 7,000 followers on TikTok, asking how to become an executive assistant, asking where to find work. And then that's where my journey started. I continued upskilling. I continued learning from my client. I was honing my skills as an executive assistant because I wanted to help more Filipinos to also find work in the middle of the pandemic. Like, everyone is having a hard time looking for work. And that's where I start building my advocacy to help more Filipinos to become an executive assistant and a virtual assistant, because I found out that it's not just an amazing work. I found out that being able to work with CEOs, business owners, I learned so much from them. And then, of course, pay is good as well. So it's a win-win for both. That's why I love doing what I do.
I love that as well, too. Now, Steven did share with me one of your first TikTok videos. So you were trying to apply while doing a dance, like a viral dance as well, too. I'm pretty sure, and we'll make sure we'll include that clip in there. That's what really got you to 7,000.
Yeah.
I hope
How
it's
many
buried
videos do
under
you have on your
thousands.
TikTok now since then?
How many followers you have?
Right now on TikTok, I have about 275,000 followers.
275,000 followers?
Yeah.
Yes, just on TikTok.
Jeez.
But I think across my platforms, because I moved my audience to YouTube to provide longer content. So now I have on YouTube 120,000 subscribers. So being able to reach even outside of the Philippines, I'm now being able to help aspiring VAs.
Can you
Mark
help
just
me?
realized the guest
I
at
know.
hand.
I know. Can you help me?
He wants to change the episode topic real quick.
That's right. That's right. Forget this. We're just going to learn on how to grow your YouTube and your TikTok following for sure.
No,
that's
I think
amazing.
it's I'll give you a cheat code on that. It's content, right? Mia has provided content on teaching people interested on how success stories and what she did and what she does to the detail, and that has gotten her a great following.
Like, how did you guys connect?
Oh my gosh, I think I remember Steven's EA reach out to me, if I'm not mistaken, and asking if I can help build training materials for Ready Rolls. And then from there, I think after a few months, I decided to join Ready Rolls full time.
I wanna share on that too. I couldn't break through. I was a client of hers. I was sending her messages, right, from over here wanting to talk to her, but you have to be a true student to get her attention on that side. So it was interesting. I'm so thankful that she did. She's like, oh, that guy. Okay, I put it together.
Before we ever started using a moving CRM, someone asked me, could you 10x what you're doing right now with the current systems and processes you have in place? And I said, no. And so he was like, well, then you need to just pull the trigger on the software. And then I saw Smart Moving and it was game over.
Austin joined thousands of moving owners on Smart Moving in 2021. Since then, he's more than doubled his business.
And I always compare Smart Moving to Apple products. It's just so simple, so easy to use. And that's really what's allowed my team to scale and now have 2 branches. And last year we scaled Central Coast Moving over 50% growth.
If you're ready to turn your moving company into a machine that drives profit, not chaos, try Smart Moving.
Hey everyone, Matty Mailers here, the guy who pioneered handwritten letters for the moving industry. Why? Because my competition at my moving company was using the same stock postcards as me, and my mailing company didn't care. So I created a better way. Here's some mind-blowing results in July. Miracle Movers Utah closed $93,000 using our handwritten letter strategy. With our campaigns, you can forget about the guessing games. You get a trackable phone number, daily photo proof, an incredible design team, and I'm also included. All letters stop at me for approval before they ever leave our facility. Right now, Movified listeners get 1,000 golden tickets stuffed in our genuine handwritten letters completely free. Plus, I'm going to throw in bulk realtor data for up to 5 counties. What are you waiting for? Moving Letters AI. Stop competing, start dominating.
You come on board, right? So his EA reaches out to you, you come on board, and like many of us moving companies, you know, our training modules are usually kind of, you know, in plain English, like dog shit, right? Like they're not very good. So, I mean, and kudos to the ones that are, you know, kudos to the ones that have really strong onboarding, really strong training, you know, and a lot of the times, a lot of us owners, we focus on, okay, we really want to train the movers, right? Let's make sure that the guys are going out there, you know, guys and gals on the teams learn how to pack the truck, they learn how to wrap the fruit, like, you know, do the dishes, all of this kind of stuff. And that training is great. And then they say, okay, well, you know, I need a dispatcher. And they kind of, you know, the owner will sit down with them. And this is like the growing stages of the, you know, their business. And they kind of train that individual. And then it kind of starts becoming less and less and less, right? Like the actual training becomes very minimal. The training becomes not so much detail. There's not a really strong SOP. And it's generally because as business owners, we don't know, right? Like we kind of know those roles, but we don't know how to build them out. We don't know how to effectively teach these roles. What problems were you looking to solve? Like what was happening when you first came in, especially from the ready role side, where you know, you have owners and then you have EAs and you're trying to fulfill the needs of all these different owners and all these different issues. How did that work? Like, what were you looking at solving the problems first on? Or what were you noticing?
I love SOPs. Steve would know. I love process. I love SOPs, being in
It's worn off on him.
operations. Yeah, all my life. I
I'm a
love it.
natural. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's probably how we
I
found each other, right?
yes. My process is, of course, finding out first what the pain points are, finding out, like, talking to Steve. Like, I told Steve, like, okay, this is our timeline. This is what I'm going to do for the first week. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to your people. I'm going to find out what they're doing, what your pain points are, and then how can I solve it. And then once I have all of those information, then I'm going to design the training program, and then I'm going to design the SOP. So there is always a process flow or a system that's very, very important to me, because I don't want to miss anything. And I just don't want to go in blind and like, okay, I'll just create this based on what I learned or what I got from ChatGPT or from Google. It's not gonna work like that. I want like real experiences from real people, real pain points from those who really are involved. So I want to take time to get to know them first, get to know everything, and then I'll start building on the SOPs and the training programs. That's how I do it, especially when I don't have a background in this industry. So I had to do a lot of research. I had to find out from Steve, like, what are the details from the moving industry, and then get to know the people in his team. So that's the process that I did when I was starting out with Ready Rolls.
Which is great too, because what a company to, dig through and understand the whole process, when you get to have a chance to go through Steven's company and go, oh, okay, like this is like a well-oiled machine. This is the process. This is how companies expand. This is how companies diversify within their organization and build out, and then find trigger points on where EAs can help and grow within different departments, really. Because a lot of times when people think EAs, they go, oh, okay, like I'm looking for, a VA, and I need somebody to help me with my social media. Or I need someone just to I want someone to do help with the sales or the calls, or, but when you talk to someone like Steven, it's like, no, I have like 2 or 3 that help on like dispatch. And I have a couple over here that are helping with admin. And I have people over here that's helping with sales. And you go, really? Like, this is possible? And then you go a step farther and you're like, oh, wait a second. I can actually get an executive assistant for myself as a business owner to buy back my time, right? Like, I'm a huge Dan Martell follower and reader and student of his, where it's really trying to provide yourself more time. Not so much that you can sit back at the beach all the time, but it's also to free up time so you can focus on the bigger things in your business, right? There's no way you can plan ahead if you have no time to plan ahead.
Yes.
Right? There's no chance for that scaling. I want to there was a time when I had my first EA, right? And I can't remember if me and Steven ever shared this. And because this kind of goes into my question to you. I was paired with an EA. I thought, wow, like she's going to kill it. I loved her experience and everything else. And, she reminded me a little bit like you, but at the end of the day, there was a disconnect between what I wanted done, what she wanted from me. I felt kind of short with how I can utilize her. I did the onboarding, I did everything. I understood where I was at, but it just, like, it was a fail, right? The EA that I have now, man, like, I looked back at what I did wrong and said, I have to implement X, Y, and Z. And I don't even think my EA is at the full potential, but boy, we're sure getting there. Why do most fail
Shout
or
out,
never reach
Daryl.
the potential?
Shout out.
To
We
Daryl.
see you.
Love you, buddy. You've seen dozens of situations like this, working with a lot of owners. When it comes to those type of relationships, why do most fail or like never reach their potential?
Yeah, based on my experience with clients, CEOs, and their EAs, it really fails, especially at the beginning of the partnership, if you don't give time for your EA to get to know you. You don't have your regular check-ins. It's very critical at the beginning of the partnership that you have daily check-ins for the first
Yes.
month.
Ding,
And
ding,
then you
ding,
can,
ding, ding.
you can slow down those check-ins once your EA gets to know you. You also have to
And not
understand
Slack.
that,
Not just a
yeah,
Slack
and
message
not
or a
just
text
Slack.
message.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should be call. It should really be a check-in over Zoom, over a phone call. And you also have to understand the big difference between an executive assistant and all of your other VA roles or remote workers. Like you mentioned about dispatchers, about appointment setters. That's totally different from an executive assistant. An executive assistant should be an extension of yourself. They should be the one who can represent you if you are not around. So you have to give time for them to get to know you. And at the same time, you also have to give grace at the beginning of the partnership in terms of they cannot, like, I have a client right now that that is giving feedback saying 1 month into the relationship, saying that if I do this, I can finish this in an hour. But she's taking about 4 hours to finish this. Now, you cannot compare yourself to how your EAs would execute during the first month because they are getting to know you, right? So
On the VA, on some of the VA stuff, yeah, I'm always like, come on. Yeah, go on.
Yes, it's frustrating, of course, at the beginning, but you have to give them grace. If you want them to be you, you have to show them that, okay, this is how I want to do it. You can create Loom videos of how you want your processes to be. Yeah, Loom videos is very important so that you can, or your EA can provide or create playbooks based on your preferences. And then from there, probably after 2-3 months, you'll definitely see a lot of improvement. You'll definitely build that trust and that relationship. One more thing that's very important is you need to provide feedback consistently. And you, as a client, should also be open to accept feedback from your EA. So it's feedback is a two-way relationship. You need to listen to your EA. Like your EA would tell you, this is not working because you're not responding to me. This is not working because I'm asking you questions and it takes you days to answer. So I cannot move forward from all of the things that I'm doing. So the feedback is two-way. You need to give one and you need to accept one. And that's how how it's going to work out at the start of the partnership.
If you're considering Snowball, just do it.
Snowball creates done-for-you referral programs for moving companies so you can turn happy customers into new revenue without lifting a finger. And the results speak for themselves.
In less than a year, we've collected over 2,000 referrals.
We generated over $200,000 of revenue that cost about $5,000 to do it.
I believe we had 4 or 5 the very first day.
The companies winning with Snowball are the ones that already care about their customers. We just help turn that into new business through human outreach and customer nurturing.
Snowball is part of the arsenal of tools that I recommend to my clients because it works.
Being found on the second page of Google is literally like having a billboard in the middle of the desert. Your mama ain't gonna see it. No one's gonna see it. You're on the second page of Google, no one's gonna call, no one's gonna book. Here is the deal. If your business is not ranking on the top of Google, that means your competitors are going to be stealing your customers every single day. So at Rotate Digital, we don't play any guessing games. We use data-driven SEO strategies to make sure Google finds you first so that these Google searches turn into your customers, not your competitors' customers. How do we do it? We do it through AI-driven keyword optimization, exclusive blog networks, backlinking strategies, and honestly, the secret stuff, the proprietary lead attribution software. So what do you get as a result? You get not only good marketing, but now you get clarity into what is bringing you more revenue. So if that's something you want to do, you want to make sure your leads find you and not your competition, go ahead and go to rotatedigital.com, schedule a call, and we'll help you take your business to the top of Google.
I can totally see that. When I go look back, my first EA, I feel like this should be one of those discretions, like the discretionary, hey, listen, or disclaimer, sorry, the disclaimer when you sign up for an EA. And that disclaimer says, be prepared every morning to have a daily check-in. I mean, it doesn't have to be first thing in the morning, but I recommend it
every
to be.
document there could be. Yeah. The guarantee is based on this. Yeah.
My
critical,
first EA, it was very sporadic. I found that I wasn't giving the time to build that relationship. And so when it came down to understanding who I was and what I needed, there was a constant disconnect. And so one of the biggest things that I did moving forward with Daryl was, hey, listen, at 8:30 every day, Monday to Friday, we do a Zoom check-in, and it's typically me driving into the office. So, I'm not looking at him, but it's a visual. I can run through and I just kind of hammer him with all the points. I always suggest everybody, especially if you don't have it on, have that AI read assist. Your EA is taking notes as well too, but I know with mine, he always goes, I always make sure it's on because then I can go back. I can go back and review some of the things because Mark, you talk super fast and you have 1,000 different things going on. So I really want to make sure that I'm getting it all.
Again, shout out to Daryl. Daryl's the man.
But you fast forward, like you said, once this relationship is built, this doesn't have to be every single day. Life becomes busier. You have different meetings. Sometimes your schedules are changing. And hopefully the relationship that you've built in the beginning with your EA now has it so that my EA knows at like 6 in the morning, I'm at the gym. So he texts me, hey, good morning. This is kind of your agenda. This is what's going on for the day. These are the tasks that I know you need to get done. And by the time I'm leaving the gym and already heading to the office, he's sending me messages from my emails going, hey, do you want me to respond to this? How do you want me to respond? I've taken care of this. I've taken care of that. And a lot of the times things are more organized than I even anticipated. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's all good. Like it's done. I'm not having to think about it. For example,
we call that PTSD. Mark, when you're like, oh my God, that's it. I mean, I have that every day still. Like, here's what I got for you from my email. And I'm like, I know there was at least 80 emails that went through there. That's impressive.
For sure.
That y'all have handled all but 6. And the 6 is more for your information in my case. So I'm
exactly.
Shout out to Lie on that for sure.
I had someone come in my office earlier this morning saying, here you go. These are statements and a whole bunch of receipts from all your different trips that you've had over the last month. We need these receipts and we need these documents because you fail to always forward it to us. And in the past, I used to be one of those people who's like, oh, I would dread it. And I would have to sit there and start hunting through emails and trying to figure it out and find whatever I could find. And then I thought, why am I even, now I don't even do this. I just send it over to my EA and say, here you go, get this all done, go through. Your EA should have access to all your emails, all the details, already know, because if you've trained your EA well enough, he knows all your flights and he's probably booked your flights for you and the cars and everything as well too. So he has all of this set up and you can already start training them to say, hey, listen, I'm going to take pictures of all these receipts, file this in Google Drive, put this all together, make sure the office gets everything going. And mine now actually turns around and says, Mark, you're spending too much on these apps and we need to save money on here and let's cut this down and cut that down. So I can't keep talking about Daryl too much because this is not his show. This is your show, Mia.
It's starting to turn into a bromance.
I know. Oh, boy. Relationships
Daryl's
are great.
awesome. I will say, I just want to say,
Sounds great, yeah.
I deal with Daryl on the podcast stuff. I schedule with Mark with him. I get important messages to Mark through Daryl. I'm thankful for you, Daryl.
Steven, you just recently went on vacation, right? So like, what are you learning when you get the time
Probably
off?
when I got the flu. So vacation, like that's another thing. Even on vacation, I like to check in with my EAs. Right? Nobody else. That's still a commitment. That's still my routine. I might change times, wake up before the family, go out to the lobby, take a stroll around. That's usually the setting I do it, while everybody's getting in the shower or whatever it may be. But I like to check in and do that. I think it's even on vacation just to keep that sync. Now, if I'm going on this one, I didn't check in because Mia's like, where were you Friday, Steven? But on Friday, I didn't check in because it was after Thanksgiving and there's not much that goes on over here in the States, as far as that. But, yeah, I like to have my check-in and that's the biggest learning thing I've done with my EAs in the past too, is I want I'll communicate to the company, hey, go through Mia. If you need anything, go through Reality, go through Lie. So Lie's on the big league side, on deck side, and Mia handles the ready roll side. And so when that first day, I don't give up and say, nobody talked to you. That means I'm going to have a lot of work when I come back. I challenge Mia. I challenge Lie, and I say, hey, guys, remember my goal of this vacation. We all don't want me to come back with a bunch of work and overflow and stress that goes to all of us. So check in with the people and find me some things that they want to know if I were there that I can funnel through you and get those informations. And those are some of the biggest teaching moments for an EA. So I kind of wanted to mention that vacation is such an opportunity for your EA to kind of advance with the relationships of the organization, and challenging them. The second day is the most important to say, hey, I know they didn't come to you and ask you questions because I'm on vacation. So now I need you to go find them. And that's when that's a real strong opportunity. So even on vacation, I do my check-ins. Even, after the first 90 days, I do my check-ins. It's a commitment that I make that really gets me out of bed as an ADHD burnout too. Like there's some days that I start out because I'm going to be meeting with Mia at that time where I would just be burnt out and not performing. It gets my day started. So I'm thankful. That's just another thing to echo on that check-in, even on vacation.
Hey, it's Mark with Movified, and I'm here to talk about Canada Home Listings. They are the only direct mailer service built specifically for household good movers in Canada. That's right, my hometown. They help moving companies reach homeowners the moment they list their home with proven mail campaigns that drive results. And for the Movified listeners, they're offering exclusive promotions you won't find anywhere else. So go check them out today. Go online, go do your thing, and go find them. Canada Home Listings right now. Go. And then keep watching the show. Mia, let's give the breakdown, for someone that is looking for an EA that wants to understand how this goes through. You go to readyrolls.com, you fill out a form looking for an EA, then what happens?
And then someone from the consultation team will connect with you. And then they will find out it's a consultation or like a discovery call. They will ask you some questions, and then they will find out what your pain points are so that we can also find out who the perfect match executive assistant is for you. Somebody will also get to know your personality, your business, your goals, whether personal or professional goals, and then we'll find from the EA pool that we currently have who is a good match for you. And then once you've decided that you want to partner with Ready Rolls, you will make the payment, and then we'll provide you with, we'll present you with 2 candidates initially that you can choose from. You can conduct an interview with them, and then you can decide, you will let us know if you chose one of the candidates presented, and then we'll start off with your onboarding. So very simple, easy to follow steps. No, nothing complicated about it. It's very direct to the point. That's why it's nice to partner with Ready Rolls on that.
And I also, and we've talked about this on the show, you give us several applicants and video content and all this information to already kind of get an idea of who the potential hires are. So I mean, which I love. To me, that really takes such a loaded pressure off than saying, oh, who do you have? And you jump on the Zoom meeting and everybody's wasted their time because you're like, no, thanks. Like, I'm not interested right off the bat. So what happens from day 1 to 10?
So from the day 1 onboarding, we first have the pre-onboarding wherein we make sure that we set up your systems first. And then once your systems are set up, we hop on your day 1, wherein the onboarder, your EA is there, and then we have that accessing your tools, getting through the list of systems that your EA needs to have, like your inbox, your calendar, and then that's spread throughout day 3, day 5, and then we also have social media, we have dial pad, we have all of those other CRM. So everything throughout those 10 days is just accessing your systems, finding out your processes, introducing your EA to your business, and then by the end of day 10, we've already made sure that your EA is ready to launch and ready to be the self-starter that they are, because we've guided you all, both you and your EA, all throughout those 10 days of onboarding, to get to know you, to get to know your processes and your playbooks. So that's very simple throughout 10 days.
Yeah, and which is good when I think about the side point of like what Ready Rolls is doing and the EA is doing. As the business owner, what can we be prepared for so that like trust starts forming, and like, because we get inundated with, hey, we need all this access, we need all this kind of stuff. Like how can we make ourselves be more prepared so that trust is being built, you guys have all the information you need and it's a healthy start.
Well, what's nice with this 10-day onboarding is we show you ways to securely share your information to us. So I mentioned about pre-onboarding. So in pre-onboarding, your onboarder will already provide you with a list of tools that you need to provide access to your EA, like your inbox. But it doesn't necessarily mean that on day one you provide your whole access to your EAs. Of course, you need to build trust, right? That's why we call what we have delegated access, wherein we will assist you that you can just delegate some of the access to your EA at the beginning. And then as you go through the relationship a few months in, then you can probably feel that you already trust this. The EA has proven that they are a great partner, and then you can give them like full access to your calendars, to your inbox. And then we also use tools like LastPass or 1Password or Bitwarden. These are password sharing tools wherein you can safely share your logins to your EA, that it's all encrypted in those systems. And those are the things that we teach our EAs to provide you so that you can build that trust, and you know that the EA is aware of security and confidentiality, and then you have everything in those secured systems.
Yeah, I want to share what Mia has built out, and the big challenge that I've told her, the differentiator is we're too busy, right? And so the main thing that is a frustrating point for an owner is spending time with an EA that's not going to work out, right? And so I asked her to build this program to where we spend 30 minutes on day 1, 3, 5, 7, and 10 with that owner. We ask that they don't cancel that. It messes up everything. They actually focus on that time spent. It's what they invested in. And we're getting those information, so it's not a long list to do. We're saying, hey, share your screen. I'm walking you through this. And we're then in the background, from what you gave us access to, teaching this person all the things there is to learn about this person and gain that, right? So then on day 11, they can start doing their check-ins, but the agenda is brought by the EA. The work at day 11 is, I know how to help you, owner. And even until our relationship starts, if you're so on fire, I'm going to carve out time with what I've learned to help you with. And that's the big thing with onboarding. It's we're always tinker with it. We're always making it better. We're always learning from our clients. So love the feedback and our freelancers. But that's what we
and
built.
the fact that it doesn't get dropped, right? What I don't like is those that once you hire, it's like, okay, great, here's 1 week of onboarding and see you later.
A big thing about Ready Rolls is it's not like you're hiring us too. I always remind you, we're not the speed demon. You're hiring us because we're the expert, and we're going to try to find people before you're off on day 11. So you may go through 3 people that the onboarder comes to you and says, hey, this ain't going to be a good fit. And I know that's frustrating because you want it and you want it now, but we're looking out for you because you're not renting this person from us. We're setting you up long-term to succeed with this person and trying to protect your time.
Yeah, no,
And sorry, my
agree.
voice is all
You're doing good.
all different.
You're doing good.
Okay.
You're doing good.
It's a calm episode for me.
It's a calm. It's not getting heated. Mia, what are 3 big mistakes owners make that usually break this relationship early?
Well, that's very easy for me to answer because it's very common, especially for those who is first time hiring a virtual assistant or a virtual executive assistant. So first mistake is that they don't give time to their EA for those check-ins, which is common, very, very common. They don't spend time with their EAs. Next is they don't give feedback. For some, I don't know, I would say for some weird reason, there are a lot of executives that are so afraid to give feedback to their EA. That's not going to, especially at the beginning of the partnership. It's very, very important to give feedback so that your EA would know if they're doing good or not. so that they can improve. Without that feedback, they cannot improve, because they would always assume that what they're doing is right. Right? So always make sure that you provide feedback so that they can improve. And the third one is...
It's funny because the men clients on that side, it's funny because it's like, hey, in your marriage, does your wife sometimes get like, you're guessing, you're supposed to know something that you were never told. But it's the same when I see some relationships with EAs. They're guessing if you don't tell them what you're needing. Right. And so just as we look as in a man's side, a husband's side, just as sometimes we're like, man, I'm guessing I could use some guidance here. It's the same logic there. It's please just, they're looking for correction. They're looking for how, they're looking for approval. I'm doing it. Is this how you really want this done? So suggestions are welcome. And my experience with your culture, Mia, has been, you guys are really looking for continuous improvement and feedback on how to excel at what you're doing on that stuff.
Yeah, we love it doesn't look like it, but we do love feedback, and we do appreciate feedback. Sometimes Filipinos are quite sensitive. They sometimes take things personally. If you give them constructive feedback, sometimes they'll feel like, oh my God, I'm so bad at what I'm doing. I'm gonna cry now, and I might lose my job. I think it's not because they take it personally. It's just that they are very afraid to lose their job. They're very afraid because when they go into a work, when they apply in a work, they want it to be long-term already. They're not hopping from one client to the next. And that's the reason why they're so afraid, and they take things personally, but they will definitely get over it. Just let them know that they're not going to lose their job unless you really want to let them go. But you just sometimes you just really have to get with the culture and just tell them that, this is constructive feedback. We're getting to know each other. And then on my third point, that would definitely be giving them grace, or not giving enough grace to your EAs, especially at the beginning of the partnership. Make sure you don't compare them to how you're going to do things, because they're still getting to know you, still getting to know your process. So those are the three common mistakes that executives do at the beginning of the partnership that doesn't push through a winning relationship in the long run.
We recently hired Ready Roles to help us with hiring some offshore help, some DAs. And they've done an amazing job. They found the perfect candidate for our company. Not only that, they helped answer the questions that we had about the process. Initially, hiring a VA can be a bit intimidating, but they answered all the questions. It's been an amazing experience. Our VA has been a huge part of our success thus far. We're actually in the process of hiring a few more right now. Definitely see them as being a key part of our growth and reaching our goals in 2025. And another game changer for our company. I'm confident to be a game changer.
Visit ReadyRolls.com. There is now a better way to scale.
When Mia and I first met, this was one of the first things that she was excited to work with me on. She was like, so we're going to do a course for our clients too, and they're going to learn how to work well with an EA. And so this episode is a really, I'm thankful to see it, because I know this is one of the first things you were appealed at.
Yes, that's right.
Well, guess what, Mia?
Yeah.
It's time to dollar down.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to hit you with a couple rapid fire questions, and you have less than 30 seconds to answer each one of them.
Oh, we're going
I'm so
30
talkative.
seconds now.
I am very talkative, but I will try my best.
Try your best. Try your best. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
When it comes to EAs or those that are looking, especially in the Filipino culture, what is a big misconception that us in North America have that we get wrong all the time with regards to the Filipino community?
Oh, maybe because of how much we charge, they feel like we're not that good enough. So most of us are very well educated. A lot of us are college graduates. So I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, just because we have lower rates here in the Philippines. But, that's not true.
If you were a business owner that had an EA or any kind of VAs, or if you want to kind of give back, right? It's it's the holiday season, and you were looking for something that you wanted to help your EA with. What would be something that that they would love that that we would be like an easy to like transaction to kind of go, hey, like as business owners, we can make this happen, right?
Got
like,
my
is it
Sharpie
gifts?
out,
Is it
Mia,
this?
I'm
Is it
listening.
that?
Yes, I think Steve already knows this, but a lot of EAs, especially Filipinos, especially during the holidays, closing in the year, it's what we call the 13th month pay. So it's very unique here in the Philippines. It means that you're just paying them a one more month salary. That's why it's 13th month pay. So that's
and that
very,
is a
very
standard
important.
at jobs in the Philippines, though, right? Not freelance
Yes,
jobs. That's
it's
a standard.
yeah. If you are employed locally in the Philippines, that's by law. Companies should
Really?
provide you with a 13th month pay. Yes, but since we are independent contractors working for clients in the US, we don't get that. So having that would definitely be an amazing gift for
Come with
your
the heat.
EAs.
I like it. The issues, especially, over the last year and leading into 2026, many are switching over to AI assistants, right? So with AI assistants that are rapidly increasing, what do you say to those that are saying, oh, well, I'm just going to get like an AI assistant instead of getting like a VA?
Yeah, so AI are definitely there. AI agents are there. But as an executive assistant, are you going to give time to create? Do you have time to create an AI agent to make it work for you? You're still going to hire a VA to make it work for you. So on top of that, AI agents are very robotic. You still need relationship building, especially as a client. You need your network. You need to build relationships to have investors come in. And AI agents cannot build relationships with investors or your customers. So you still need to have that VA to create AI agents for you and build relationships. So that's what my answer to that.
I like it. Final question. There are also those that say, look, okay, Mia, I'm looking for an EA, but this EA, I might need to make phone calls. I might need them to reach out. They're gonna have our system within Dialpad or Ring Central. But at the same time too, I'm really looking for someone that has very clean English, someone that is maybe doesn't come with an accent because people might automatically think, oh, like this is just like an assistant that is not from
You can
North
talk
America.
about it. We talk about it every day. Mark. You can talk about
Well, that's hey, this is the Dolly Dash. That's why I'm hitting the
That's
question.
right. He goes intense.
If for that individual that is looking to hire, does Ready Rolls help then find someone that has much better English or speaking skills because of the requirements that they need in their job? And should those owners make sure that is relevant in the application process, that hey, my EA is going to be doing phone calls and doing this and doing that, and I need to make sure that that there's no cultural change or I don't know, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It's going to be, yeah, that does make sense. It's going to be a challenge. Like, you listen to my English, it's not like a perfect American English. It's Filipino
Nor would I
English.
expect it to be.
Exactly, right? So, with the talent that you're going to look for, this is going to be quite long, I'm sorry, but the talent that you will look for, especially since we do the screening at Ready Rolls, we will provide you someone who is good in English communication skills, who can be easily understood, but we cannot be like 100% tell you that they don't have an accent or that they will have like an English accent, right? So because we're from different cultures, but we have screened them enough to show you that they can be understood, they have advanced English communication skills, and it's something that they are someone who can help you with your business. It's not just English communication skills, it comes with a skill as well into being a customer service representative, an appointment setter, and so on.
Yeah, and you're going to have more of that skill set out. Like the EA is not, they do have great English, and we can find people with no accent at all in EAs, but at the same time, your appointment setter, if you're hiring us to find an appointment setter, it's going to be a different standard than we would have for an executive assistant in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Mia,
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to hit you with one more.
Okay.
We got a Dolly Dash bonus round. I feel like this should be like da 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 da.
Bonus round. It's just one last thing. Bonus round. What's one sticky note that you'd put on every owner's monitor to know, like that they got to be like in check with?
Check-ins.
If you could,
I cannot reiterate it more. Check-ins. Because you can solve a lot of things if you give time with your EA. Checking in you will identify issues, you will provide feedback, get feedback. So a lot of things get solved with just a simple 15-minute call.
I like it, Mia. Unfiltered, direct, and just gold you provided us. I like it. Well, this Dolly Dash is brought to you by BHC Insurance, trusted since 1915. You can ask Steven, you can ask me about it. You can call Trey Scallion at 501-278-0105 or visit them at bhca.com.
Trey, I want to share that right there. Contacting Trey right there is the most honest there is a thing. The most honest insurance underwriter that taught me how to get the best I could do out of my rates in a tough spot in my career. So happy to hear.
Listen, they tailor strategy to negotiate insurance renewals. You heard from Steven, right? Educate you on like the levers, which ones to pull, and what to do to create the demand from the moving insurance companies. Look, they're going to help you with the premiums. They're going to help you with compliance. They are the safety experts that keeps your business moving forward and growing profitably year after year. So call Trey, tell him to run the Movified strategy for your company.
It is never too soon to get somebody else working on your insurance for the next year. It is never too soon.
Never. Don't leave it to the last minute. Done that before.
I got something I wanted to add in here. I got an action challenge, Mark, for our listeners. I'm going to add in a little pocket here. Just summarize. I got an action challenge for you guys. It is to, with your VA, 4 out of 5 days, let's hit 80% next week. Let's do a 10-minute check-in, right? DM us. Comment on Movified. Join Movified Nation. You still got a chance to get a bottle. That episode's coming up. But join Movified Nation, and we'll send you Mia's script that she does with me in the 10-minute access. So we have that. If you join Movified Nation, we'll send you that this coming week. So do a 10-minute check-in. That's the action item. And we'll give you an agenda if you join Movified Nation as your second. The third action item is look in that box right there, hit subscribe and like. We need subscribers, right? We want you to get the data. We want to be in your algorithm. And that's my action corner. So thank you, Mark.
That's your action corner. Mia, before we wrap this up at the very end, I know that you built like a weekly system that works for every Ready Rolls client. Can you walk us through top to bottom in like?
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna give that away for people that join the Movified Nation, Mark, too. But go ahead and talk about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hey, listen, everybody. That's right. I know Steven told me about this just before the show. We ended up on this Dolly Dash, but Mia, I kind of want you to go through this weekly system because Steven is graciously putting this all together. And if you have signed up on the Movified Nation newsletter and you're receiving this, this SOP will be available for you. So can you walk us through quick top to bottom and quick summaries, Mia, because we don't want to give too much. You know why? Because we want you to go and fill out that form so you can get the full SOP.
Yes, that's right.
Movifiednation.com.
Right.
Correct. So this is the agenda that you can use when you do your check-ins with your client, with your EA. So this provides like a flow and a system, a quick, easy system for your check-ins. So first, of course, you have your call, and then you have a scorecard that you are going to discuss with your EA. So this scorecard, you can personalize it based on what are the goals that you want your EA to do for that week, for that month, or for that quarter. Okay, so you'll go through those scorecards, and then your EA will let you know or will tell you, okay, is this on track? Is this off track? Okay, if it's off track, then we're going to discuss that later on during issues. And then after that, you're going to run through your inbox, or your EA will run through your inbox and let you know what are the things that are important that needs your attention. And then next, he or she is going to run through your calendar, letting you know how your day looks like, how your week looks like, and if there's anything that needs to be moved, or if there's anything that's important that needs your attention. And then next, they're going to run through their projects or their tasks for the past week and for the week. And they're going to let you know if there are any updates on those tasks. And then next, you're going to talk about your issues list. So everything that needs to be solved, that you need to discuss together, you're going to talk about that. So you'll identify what the issues are, you will discuss those issues, and then together you will talk about what are the action items that will help solve those issues. And those are the things or some to-do lists that your EA and you or other departments are going to complete for the rest of the week so that you can solve those issues. And then after that, you're going to run through a summary, or your EA will run through the summary of what you've discussed and what are the action items and what are the deadlines for all of those action items. Remember that it's important to have deadlines for all of your action items. And another reminder, this agenda should be led by your EA and not by you. So yeah, but if you want the full
that's
details,
my everyday,
of course, I
guys.
Yeah.
That's my everyday. That's what we sign up. That's our identify. And can you tell Mia's influenced a lot by being an EOS implementer?
Yes,
a little bit, Mark.
That's
I bet you heard some of that
for
in
sure.
her daily check-in, which is very helpful.
Sure did.
And this meeting is everything.
The EA runs the meeting, guys. Please make sure this is clear. Look, today's full wrap-up. Ooh, it's the wrap-up time. Is brought to you by
I was having fun
ReadyRolls.
with this one.
Is brought to you by ReadyRolls.com/Movified. Where trained Filipino executive assistants plug directly into your business with the systems Mia built. Trademarked. Mia built it. That's right.
I love that.
Look, Mia walked us through the relationship, the daily rhythm, the weekly check-ins, the first 90 days, and the biggest mistakes moving company owners make. It's a pretty straightforward list. I really hope if you don't have an EA, this episode really should have helped you go, this is why I need EA, and this is how I can really set up my business and my own life for success, to help free up that time, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Start the new year off with an EA. Now is the time. Do it as a Christmas present for yourself.
That's
100%.
right. ReadyRolls.com, under the tree. Let's get there.
That's right. And it's been,
We need to have a box.
Great. Like Steven said, your action items this week. Steven, do you want to hit them up?
Yeah, again, it's 4 out of 5 days. Get this routine down. Get checking in with your EA. Get better every day. My secret ingredient that I add, my part of that, is before she goes over that itinerary, I tell everything that's on my mind. Frustrated family, operations department, sales, right? And that's key.
I love it.
Mia
Mia's
probably
nodding
was
her
not
head. Oh,
used to
yes.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. But that helps her add projects that I don't even give her, right? And tracks to help connect people with what she sees as a disconnect off of me venting. So add the vent to that. That's the Steve part. Vent at the top.
That's right. You heard it already before, guys. If you want an EA trained by Mia in the ReadyRolls system, go to ReadyRolls.com/Movified. And they're offering,
new one here. You're going to like this. We're now offering the BYOVA package.
Oh, yes.
So bring your own virtual assistant package. So we will put our systems and our training and Mia's team to train and onboard with our ways with your assistant at a lower rate. Without the placement.
So if you already have a VA, you can still reach out to ReadyRolls and say, look, it's working, but I want the ReadyRolls way, and have a stronger onboarding.
Absolutely. You don't have to read that.
Guys and gals, if you want community, you want SOPs, join Movified Nation. You can go to movifiednation.com and fill out that form. You can see it all over the place to fill out a quick questionnaire. It gets you on the newsletter. It gets you into a couple free SOPs. The app is ready to launch for the new year. We will make sure, well, they'll definitely be part of that episode and let you know what that looks like. How is it going to work? How is this community going to get built? And if you want a deep accountability and breakthrough growth, like I said before, apply to the Movified Masterminds. We already have a third one on its way. We're already getting the fourth one going, and we're looking to try and get 6 going by springtime.
Making an impact. I love it.
We're making an impact. Mia, you are making the impact. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
For
Thank
being
you so
in this
much.
industry, for having to deal with all of us business owners, especially Steven and guys like myself. This is Movified Wednesdays, everybody. Stay movified, and until
Bye, guys.
Stay healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Stay healthy. Don't catch that flu.